in our house, you did not have sex before you were married.
And we didn't even talk about it. Would you ever have sex with someone you're not in love with? Who are you having sex with? Like, what? Hey everybody, welcome back. Sisters Uncensored. This is Ashley.
And I'm Jess.
And we have another very exciting episode. Basically going to be all about embracing our sexiness and being in our late 30s, early 40s. Some of us are in our late 30s. Some of us are not.
No.
But either way, it's basically about what kind of self-care do we do?
Yeah.
What would you say?
Yeah.
So just to put it this way, when we were growing up, our mom was a stay-at-home mom. And she got up every single day. She took a shower every single day. She had her hair and makeup done every day. She was very picturesque. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So like when we were growing up and seeing that, we obviously
Learned.
Exactly. Yep. So that's what we do. Now, you know, it's however many years later, and I feel like mom hates us for it.
Yeah, no, she totally does. It's true. We were brought up to care what we looked like. She would dress us in matching outfits. Like, she wanted people to see that we were well kept, that we were cared for, that we were taken care of. She raised us to, if you're going to go out to, like, for everything. Like, I think about, like, proms and, like, different events that we had these beautiful gowns. We always had hair, makeup done. Like, she taught us to be pretty.
Keep yourselves together. Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't remember ever running out to like the pharmacy or the bank or anything without her being dressed with her makeup done and her hair done. Like,
no.
There was no like ever going out in your pajamas and shit. Ever.
Never.
Ever.
No, she was always dressed to the nines. She still is. Like, she looks good most of the time now that she goes out. I think she like sometimes now since COVID, I think everybody's a little more like relaxed. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like not as like insane about how you look all the time. But like, I mean, as kids, that was not, she would never.
That was the standard. We didn't do less than that. Like,
no.
Literally, you didn't leave the house looking like a schlub.
No, never. She
Ever.
would never let us.
No.
And, like, always looked perfect. We always had to look perfect. So we were brought up to be this way. And this is how we are. And this is how we are with our kids, too. Our kids are always dressed nicely, hair done.
Every day.
Make sure you're clean, nails, like everything's clean.
Every day.
Yeah.
Yep, everything's clean, neat.
Your match,
take good
your
care of
clothes
yourself.
match.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
You have sneakers that are clean.
Your socks match.
Right.
Everything. Yeah. Like all of that. But now, like, you know, so as I would say, as grown women at this point, we do a lot of self-care for ourselves.
We do.
Like, listen, there's no shame in my game. I'll do Botox, filler, surgeries, hair, nails, makeup, you call it, I'll do it.
Same.
Facials, whatever it might be.
Yeah. We get like medical grade
laser
facials. I know they're good. They take away all your sunspots. I did like a whole thing on my social about my like BBL and Moxie journey with our amazing esthetician, Amber.
Oh, yeah, she's amazing. We should have them on.
Amber and Jen.
Yeah, they're amazing.
You guys should check out Face Aesthetic Artistry. They're in Westfield. And they're amazing.
They are excellent.
They've been doing both our faces for a really long time.
Really long time. I've been getting Botox since I was like 30.
I've been seeing them since I had my tummy tuck, because that's how I met Jen, was after I had plastic surgery, after having kids.
Okay.
And I met her there, and she's been taking care of me ever since.
You know what's kind of funny? So, all right, so we do all these things, and over the last couple of years, our mom, who literally raised us to make sure that we always look pretty and care what you look like. Exactly. Yep. She seems to be like salty about it. She doesn't like it that we do Botox or filler or whatever it might be. But like she'll like call us out.
Oh yeah, she's mean.
She's really mean to you. She's extra mean to you.
I don't know why. Like,
she tells us that, or she tells other people. She won't tell us. But well, she did tell you. But that take this with a grain of salt, the internet thinks you look deformed.
Yeah. I'm deformed.
The internet.
From the internet.
It's everybody on the internet.
This was long before we started a podcast.
Mind you, this woman doesn't have social media. She doesn't know how the internet works, obviously. No. She doesn't know how social media works either. But yeah, She basically said
No,
that.
she has friends on social media who probably see me post about I went to here or did this or whatever, and then they screenshot it and send it to mom, and then she likes to make comments
that aren't very kind.
I'm not shy about anything that I do either. Like I said, I had a tummy tuck after having kids. I am a proud Ozempic shooter.
Absolutely.
Like,
do you?
Fuck?
Who cares?
No.
Listen, I'm a strong believer in look good, feel good.
Yeah.
All right? So whatever it is that makes you happy, do you.
Right.
You're a consenting adult. You're not hurting anybody. Do
No.
you?
Yeah. And like I care about my marriage and my husband, like what he thinks of me. I want to make sure I maintain
that you're attractive.
myself somewhat presentable. Right. I try at least, you know.
Of course.
I feel like it's just like normal, but yeah, she
don't like it.
She does not like it. So she
never misses an opportunity to tell us.
No, she put something in the group chat. We have like a family group chat.
Yeah.
And she said something really mean to me a couple months ago.
So Mark is our mom's favorite, and he even called her out and was like, that wasn't very nice.
Yeah, I forgot
what you said.
Yeah, she told me. She said
I looked deformed. Yeah, deformed.
I'm like, wow.
You slothy looking motherfucker.
Oh my God. Yeah, really. It's like, baby Ruth. This is my face. Like, it's not, I don't look deformed. You can hit the hype button.
That's awesome. Baby Ruth.
Literally, though. Like, what? Come on.
Jessica's beautiful. I mean,
can't.
you are beautiful. You are absolutely beautiful.
So I
think it's it. She's being a jellyfish. That's just me.
Jellyfish are what we call people who are jealous.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
I think
happens.
she's being a jellyfish.
So I feel like, especially now in my life, like I'm in an amazing place. I feel good about myself for like the first time in a long time. I think that's a big part of like why I was like, now's the time to do this, right? Because like for how many years you and I have had these banter conversations just amongst our friends, and they're like, you two need a fucking reality show. And we're like, someday, you know, like joking. But I think just the way I'm feeling mentally, physically, how my life is going, how my marriage is going, like I feel good. Like I'm in a good place.
Yeah.
And so I decided, I don't know, like at the beginning of the year, I was like, I'm going to do a photo shoot. And initially, so hold on, we'll back up. So I saw a friend of mine had used this photographer several years ago to have some photos taken. And the style of the photographer was just unbelievable. And she makes all these women just look stunning and beautiful. She has this essence and way of capturing people to just bring out beauty that that's there. You know what I mean? Like she shows
who you are,
true beauty, right?
Yeah.
So for me being in this place mentally, I was like, I think now's the time. Like I'm gonna do a shoot, and in my head, I was justifying it by saying like, I'm gonna do it for my husband as like a gift for Valentine's Day, because I felt like initially in my mind, I can't justify doing this for me, right? I have to be doing this for someone else. Otherwise, it's ridiculous.
Otherwise, you're a narcissist, according to Deb.
Yes, a self-centered asshole. But then I was like, so I started like in that place. And then I was like, no, like I feel great. I work hard. I work hard at work. I work hard at life. I'm a good mom. I'm a good wife. Like I feel like I'm good. And I'm like, and so I took it from like being a shoot for a gift for him to being a gift for me, because I want to capture this moment in time of where I'm feeling in this space.
Right.
And then also give him a gift too, right? Because there's photos that I'm not going to share that were captured that are
obviously
a
little more risque
for him. Mm-hmm. So I do this photo shoot. The pictures turn out amazing. I'm happy, and the way I did it, like with my wardrobe changes, was to make it like a pictorial biography. So like I captured my athletic side, I captured my intellectual side, I captured my like hustler side,
absolutely,
my boss side, right? Like
your funny side,
my funny side, my like all these different things, and it turned out amazing.
It came out so good.
A great job. So anyway,
it did come out so good.
I posted a photo on Instagram after I got my proofs back, because I had seen like a few of the shots that she had done, and I was like, holy shit, these turned out amazing.
Very tasteful.
So yeah, and they're all classy. Like I'm not like
very tasteful,
naked. Nothing is gross, but they are like, they're female empowered photos, I would say, right?
Yeah, they're a little risque.
But they're like girl boss photos.
But whatever. Yeah. Who cares?
They're not something I would use for my fucking LinkedIn profile. Like, don't get me wrong.
I mean, yeah, I wouldn't recommend that.
But
wait, what kind of business are you in?
That's true. But anyway, so I post one photo, and I'm like, this is me. At this point, we decided, like, we're going to do this shit. And I'm like,
I'm doing it.
Here's Jess, right? Like, so I put it out there, and I think my caption said something like, I have decided that I am going to be authentically me. And if you don't like it, you can look away or you can buckle up. Mm-hmm. And most of the comments back were like, I'm fucking ready, like, buckling up.
All of the comments back
like,
were.
Everything was super positive. I was like, cool. Like, and at this point, I'm like, if you don't embrace what I'm doing, I really don't care. Go
Change
away.
the channel,
like,
babe. Change the
bye.
channel.
Yeah, exactly.
Doors don't lock from the inside.
So I don't obviously tell mom that I did this because why
would you?
Fucking cares,
Do you
right?
call her to tell her about anything you post on Instagram? Then why would you?
Exactly. Well, someone screenshotted the photo, as you know, and sent it to my mom, our mom, and...
Well, wait, can I tell you first before we say her response?
Yeah.
Dad saw it first. He was scrolling through his feed.
Yeah.
And it came up and he was like, whoa, this is a hot girl. Like, got halfway through, saw the face and was like, oh my God, it's my daughter. And like stopped. But it was like, he laughed at it. He thought it was funny. He's like, oh, she looks great. Good for her. Like, good for her. You're not doing anything wrong. Not doing anything illegal. You're not like,
no.
Like, give me a break. It was very tasteful, really well done. Well, when Deb got the photo, she went bananas.
Oh my God.
I have to stop saying bananas. All right. But she went a little wackadoo on it. You would have thought that you started like your own Pornhub page.
Yeah, like
it was that.
Yeah, like a goat.
Dramatic.
What is the
OnlyFans?
OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm not selling feet pics online. Like
I would sell feet pics
down.
online. Who doesn't want to sell feet pics online? I would do that.
I mean, I would too.
If anybody wanted to buy my feet pics, just let me know. Hit me up in the DMs.
But that's not what I was doing.
Neither here nor there.
There were no intentions of selling anything. It was a photo of me being me.
And she looked great. She had on like this white button down. She's sitting in a chair like with her arms crossed and her legs are like...
I have like black booty shorts on.
Yeah, she has like... She's on like the is it
like
the
an
balls
ottoman?
Yeah, but like, is it like the balls of your feet?
Oh yeah, like the toes of my...
Her toes are like kind of pointy.
Toes, yeah. And the purpose was to see like the definition in your muscles, you know what I mean? Like
your tattoos, like everything. It was a very perfect depiction of you.
Yeah.
Like you looked fantastic. But Deb thought it was like porn. And it was because the button down was like, it showed a little cleave.
Right.
Like that's all it was. It had a little cleave.
Yeah.
This is coming from a woman, by the way, who came with me when I went and got my boobs done when I was like 22 and like took care of me. So why was that okay?
I don't know.
But this wasn't okay.
She hates me.
No, I don't think she hates you. I think you're a jellyfish.
Ugh.
I do. I think she gets to be a little bit of a jellyfish.
I don't get it. She made us this way, like literally. Like she...
And you know what's even funnier?
Taught us to be empowered and self-assured and confident.
Well, I mean, we learned it from her. We learned it from her. She taught it to us, but we learned a lot of things from her too.
True.
As far as that goes. You know what I mean? Like, she always looked amazing.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't know why she would have an issue with it. And at the same time, like now you have Lindsay, who's completely different from us, could not give a rat's ass about doing her hair or makeup. Like she's just not into it. It's just not a priority to her. And like, you know that mom's like, I wish she would do her hair and makeup more. Right. I wish she would dress herself up a little bit more or take better care of herself or whatever it might be. But like, I don't understand. If we do it, it's no bueno.
Right.
If Lindsay doesn't do it,
it's a problem. So you can't win.
Which one is it? Yeah. Like, pick a lane.
No.
Just pick a lane.
You can't win.
I don't know. But
so I'm at, it was a Tuesday night, I'll never forget it, and I'm at church teaching religious education to my son and his 12-year-old friends. And this woman is texting and berating me. What are you thinking? I am so embarrassed. This is humiliating. How could you do this? What will your children think? Now, mind you, I have a 14-year-old daughter. She's in 8th grade.
Yep.
She was well aware of the fact that I had this photo shoot done. She knew I was giving a gift to my husband. She had seen the photos prior to anyone else seeing them because we're super tight and I don't hide shit from my kids. So like, to me, I want her to be able to feel comfortable in her skin, happy with her body, and not afraid to be who she wants to be.
I totally agree.
So I'm teaching at church, and that's when these texts start flowing in from mom. And she's like, you're embarrassing, blah, blah, blah. What will your children think? And I'm like, I already showed them. Like, I got the approval to post from my child
before I even posted
before I put it up there, because I would never want to do anything that would make
get embarrassed
her
or
embarrassed.
Make her feel weird.
Right.
Yeah, of course.
And she was like, dude, do you. Like, go for it. So, like, I don't know. I was like, it's not a big deal. Well, you, like, she was coming at me, and I'm like, I can't speak to you right now. Like, I'm doing my public service at my church, teaching for our kids. Like, can you just back off me? Like, I'm at church.
Chill. It's not that serious.
She did not back off. And then I guess you had a conversation with her.
I did.
After? Because I was like, I can't talk to you about this right now. And I was like, I'm just done. Like, I just was not engaging.
Well, she talked to Dad about it. And I believe she said something to the effect of, like, she didn't even sleep. Like, she lost sleep over it. Like, it's not that big of a deal. It's really, to lose sleep? No. Are you kidding me? Give me a break. And she was, like, crying about it. But that's up her alley. It doesn't, either way. You know what? I think it's a couple of things. I think she has always been very conservative. All right? She has always worn turtlenecks. Like, she's always just been very, not that wearing a turtleneck makes you conservative, but you know what I mean? Like, she's never been very risque. You know what I mean? She's not provocative in any kind of way. She wasn't ever like that at all. Our household was very, very conservative. Yeah. Like, I don't remember us even having alcohol in the house.
No, they didn't even drink when we were kids.
No, not at all.
No.
So, like, everything was Stepfordy. Like, there was no sexiness in anything.
No.
And I think as we got older, and especially in the different day and age that we live in, it's okay to, like, embrace your sexuality. It's okay to, like, embrace yourself as, like,
and to feel good about yourself.
Good,
and, like, acknowledging
good.
That. I think as women too, we're so hard on ourselves all the time. Like, I'm so much more critical about myself than I am positive, and I'm really trying to change that, like, about myself, because I don't want my kid to feel that way. And I think I'm raising a really confident teenager.
I think so too.
Who is not like me in many ways, but is so content with who she is that I'm like, I'm doing something right here.
I agree.
And I think that stems from me learning as an adult, right, to become more comfortable with who I am. But 9 times out of 10, I'm looking in the mirror and I'm like, oh my God, I'm so fat. Or look at these wrinkles on my face. Like, da, 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 da.
Everybody's got their thing.
Right.
Listen, everybody's got their thing. All right? If there's a way to fix it and it makes you happy, go for it. You're not hurting anybody. You're not doing it. And I don't give a shit what anybody says. You do not look completely deformed.
Thank you.
You look mediocre deformed. Just kidding. No, you look great. Like, give me a break. You look fantastic. God bless you. Good for you.
I mean, we're going to be all sorts out there now.
Don't be a fucking hater about
with
it.
This
Who cares?
Podcast. So
who gives a shit?
I'm just curious to see, like, how it's going to go. Is she going to be, like, super critical?
Probably.
Now that we're, like,
I don't know,
putting ourselves out there.
I don't know. I feel like no matter what, if we say black, she's going to say white, so it's not going to really matter.
Yeah.
I think we're going to go. It's just going to be combative one way or the other.
I guess
it is what it is. We're not going to stop doing what we're doing.
Listen, we work hard. We, like, are good parents.
You would think
I
that
feel like I have to be justifying, like, why I feel okay, and I shouldn't have to.
Listen, no, you're not hurting anybody. You're not taking away from anyone. Like, just let me be me. Like, who cares?
She was always weird. Like, even when we were younger, not like weird, but like to your point earlier, like not. I like thought sex was a bad word.
I always thought it was bad.
I thought it was a bad word. Like, I didn't know you were even allowed to say it, and like. I thought it was a swear. I did.
I remember you putting 2 naked Barbies together, and I was like, oh, we are going to be in so much trouble. Like,
I distinctly remember asking Mom if sex was a bad word, and she was like, it's not a bad word, but it's not something that children should be speaking about. And I was like, okay, what is it? And she was like, I'll talk about it when you're older. I don't think we ever had that conversation.
I doubt it. We certainly didn't. I didn't.
No.
I mean,
she gave me a book like when I got my first period, and she was like, "Here, read. This is what's happening in your body."
Are you
serious?
serious?
If you have any questions? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I didn't get a book. I was the third girl at that point. They're like, we're done.
And at that point, they were probably
figure it out.
Yeah. It was probably in the midst of all the chaos and the divorce. They were like, "Who's Ashley? And she has what going on?" Yeah.
That's like, I took her to get her belly button pierced.
Oh my God.
I got kicked out.
Meanwhile, Mark,
For that.
our brother, is literally a sexual deviant.
Literally.
And like, we're definitely not. And he's fine. There's nothing wrong with him.
No,
she loves him.
Yeah. He's the favorite.
Oh my God.
The golden boy.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, whatever, between Mark and his fiance, they are perfect for each other. But whatever goes on in their bedroom is like between them and Craigslist. Like, that's the way I see it. Like,
sure.
Just mind your business. All right? Like, it's not my bedroom. It's not my business. I'm okay. I'm good.
Honestly, like, I don't even care. Like, you guys do you. You're in a consenting relationship. Adults have at it. My point is, Mom knows about stuff that, like, they do, and she never gives them a hard time.
She doesn't say a word.
But I post one, like, picture with a little cleave on Instagram, and I'm the town whore.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Horribella Pizzeria.
Horribella. I don't know. Talking about whores.
Oh, God.
We'll have to get into that at some point.
Yeah, we will.
That's like one of those borderlines where like embracing sexuality. So there's like a line, right, where you're trying too hard. I think like I'm not trying. I feel like I'm not trying too hard. I'm just trying to maintain some level of youth and decentness.
Yeah, I agree.
But like then there's that line like where you cross, which our face person people would never allow us to cross that line.
No, you know what? Our estheticians, I guess that's what you would call them. There's been times that I've gone there and I'm like, oh my God, my eyes look so tired. Please, will you put some filler? And she's like, I'm not putting any filler under there. You will look like Maleficent.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
that's what she told me about my cheeks. I was like, can you feel my cheeks? And she's like, no.
We have the same bone
structure.
structure.
Look like Maleficent. Like, no.
I know.
Definitely
and
not.
It's like, okay.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? That's a good doctor.
But then
that's somebody who's like, I'm not just here to take your money. I care about what you look like. And
Right.
I care about what I put my name on.
True. Yeah. Yeah, because you're a walking billboard for their business, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then you have these people that are going to like inject lip fillers and stuff and they like walk around.
They want that like Russian doll
They
look.
look ridiculous.
Yeah, that's not
and
for
you're
me.
like, oh.
I mean, if it's for you, it's for you, but it's not for me.
I don't know. And again, yeah, it's fine. I'm not like shaming anyone. You can do you. But like, if you don't have a job, you shouldn't be getting lip fillers.
No, you should not. I mean, that's just.
I feel like it's a luxury in life to
you're
be able to do
responsible.
that sort of stuff.
It's
right?
definitely a luxury.
You can't. You live in your parents' basement, like things like that. Like, no, you shouldn't be getting lip injections and hair extensions. Like,
I agree.
You should probably get a job first.
Yeah. There's other ways of like having self-care without doing that kind of thing too.
Sure, you can
like,
meditate. I pray.
You can work out.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. There's plenty of different things that you can do to
I
like.
love it. Yeah. I meditate almost every night before I go to bed. It's like how I get myself to shut this crazy brain off and go to sleep.
Is it meditating or is it praying?
It's meditating. So like I pray in the morning.
I pray in the morning too.
But I meditate at night. So it's box breathing, it's breath work primarily, and it's like Peloton breath work. So they have like a whole segment of their workout where I can access on my app, and I put my AirPods in and they're specific sleep meditations.
I can't do that.
And I'm telling you, I'll do like a 30-minute one. I don't make it past 5 minutes. I'm like, sound asleep.
I can't do that. Carrie was telling me, my friend Carrie was over a few weeks ago, and she was talking about like different things that we can do to like, she's like in like a transition period in her life. So like she's not transitioning, let me clarify. She's just in a transition part of her life where like she's deciding where her career is going to go and like working on things like that. She's newly married, like things like that. So it's a lot of change in her life, and she's like trying to figure out ways that can help her better herself.
Sure.
And she's like, and we were talking about things going on in my life and things going on in her life, and she's like, I feel like, you should really write down everything that like you think about and like journal, like it's, so-and-so journals, and they swear.
Tom Sandoval.
And I'm like, I am not writing this shit down.
No.
All right? I'm not doing it. It's not for me. I promise you it won't work for me. I feel like that's a personality specific thing.
Yeah.
But again, like this is part of what I'm saying with like embracing your sexiness and things like that. Like certain things work for you. Certain things work for me.
Yeah.
You know
I
what
feel
I mean?
great like when I'm running a lot. I haven't been running. I
for
hate
you.
it, but it like puts me in a good headspace and it makes me physically feel good, so I feel good mentally.
I feel good when I put on makeup or even clothes. I'm in like a mom stage, so like early mom stage. Like my daughter's only 4, so there's, you know, you're like covered in snot and
Food.
throw up and crumbs and God knows what. It's like your Adam Sandler era. So like I'm dealing a little bit more with that. So if I just do my makeup and like my hair for the day, I'm like, oh, I feel good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there's different things for different people. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying.
Agree.
But yeah. So do you remember?
Oh.
Just going back to like the whole sexuality thing.
Yeah.
Maybe this is one of the things with us too, is like because like sex wasn't, or maybe it was perceived by us as children like as a bad thing or like a no-no type of topic or whatever.
Yeah.
That like when we got older, we kind of maybe went a little hard in that direction because we had the freedom to, and like, I don't know. Like,
nobody was supervising us?
well, I mean,
I was always smart about it though. Like that's how I feel like a bad older sister sometimes with the situation that happened with Lindsay, because I'm like, if our parents weren't paying attention to the fact that she was going to have sex, I should have at least realized and like made sure that
Lindsay
she was
knew
safe.
she was going to have sex.
True.
Let's be honest.
But like even when I was young and like I had, you know, I wasn't ever like hoeing around or anything. We always had long-term relationships,
yes.
right? Like we weren't like out hussing, but whatever. But like,
I mean, every once in a while,
you have to have a little phase at some point in your life.
maybe a hoe phase.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. If you don't, then it happens when you're like old and
when you're married,
be bad.
Yeah.
No, you don't want that
for sure.
But anyway, so like, yeah, I think I agree. Like we didn't have that, but I was always like smart about my relationships to make sure that nothing stupid happened, that we were safe, that we...
Oh, no, well, it wasn't like she was like, oh, I'm going to put you guys on birth control.
No, like I had to go to Planned Parenthood by myself to make sure that I put myself on birth control because I was like, I don't want to have a teen pregnancy. Mm-hmm. Thank you very much.
You know, one of my dearest friends, longest friends, her mom worked for a gynecologist and she got us our birth control.
Yeah, I remember.
Like, thank you so much.
I know. But see, like, this is what I don't understand.
And I wouldn't expect Dad to do it. Like, I wouldn't expect him to be like, I'm going to take you to go, you know.
But I think the reason that we were that way is because we had no choice but to, like, be smart enough ourselves to figure this out because it wasn't... In our house, you did not have sex before you were married.
And we didn't even talk about it.
No. And that was the rule.
So and like I remember holding a guy's hand and feeling like I am doing something
hell.
bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like it was ingrained in you that like you just don't, it was bad.
I remember like thinking that when I lost my virginity, I'm like, it's all over now.
So
I'm going out.
I remember Mom calling me like 2 years ago and it was literally 2 years ago. And I answer the phone and she's like, hey, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm just here with the baby. Like, not doing anything. What can I do for you? She's like, oh, listen, I have your sisters on the phone. I'm like, oh, what is this ambush?
Oh, I remember this.
And she's like, I have to ask you a question. And because I told your sisters, I think you would side with me on this. And I'm like, okay, like, what is it? And she's like, would you ever have sex with someone you're not in love with? And I'm like,
I remember this.
Yeah.
Yeah, you said yes.
Why wouldn't I? Like, she's like, but who would give themselves to somebody that they're not in love? I'm like, she's like, why would you do that? I'm like, 'cause it's fun. Like, I didn't know what to say. And then all of a sudden I hear you two, and Lindsay's like, thank you. And I'm like, who are you having sex with? Like, what? What are we talking about? Of course. Like,
oh my God.
It was hilarious. But, like, to this day, that's her mentality. It's a different mentality.
I don't know.
So, I don't know. Maybe we take it to an extreme.
It's like another time.
She's like, would you have sex with somebody that you weren't in love with? And I was like, yeah. Why?
Yeah, because I think that's the thing. Like most normal females at some point in time go through a little bit of a hoe phase where you're like exploring and figuring out like what
Yeah, but she
who
thought
you are
like
and what you are. But she's never done that.
I'm in my 30s, like at this point. Like,
No, I know.
Of course. Like,
Yeah.
Give me a break. Are you kidding me? But I couldn't believe Lindsay when she chimed in though. She was like, I told ya. She's like, Mom's like, I thought for sure you would side with me on this. I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Why would you think that? Okay.
She's still weird.
But literally my first thought was, who's Lindsay having sex with?
Who knows?
I know, right?
She's so quiet.
I would love
We'll
to see
never
her
know.
browser history.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. Neither here nor there.
I think the point is though, is that like, it's good as females to, you go through these phases in life, right? And then you get to a point where in your 40s, in your late 30s, you're comfortable with yourself and who you are, and you need to embrace that. And I think it's an important thing for, especially your being mothers of daughters, right?
I completely agree.
For them to see that you are this confident, comfortable person. And I think there's so many different types of beauty out there, right? And it's not really about what anybody else thinks about me or you, because quite frankly, I don't give a shit.
Right.
It's how I feel.
Yeah.
And that's what's going to project onto other people and my children.
I agree.
And help to make them better people.
I completely agree. I want to make sure that I am raising a daughter that, one, can talk to me about anything.
Truth.
Because I'll tell you what, I definitely did not feel like I could talk about anything in our house. And it wasn't, it was just how it was. You know, it was just a much more conservative reality. But I want her to be able to talk to me about anything. I don't want her to ever feel like she's alone with handling these types of decisions or questions or going to like the internet for answers. You know what I mean? Like, which is a whole nother thing.
The world is a different place today than when we were young, and there's so much more that's accessible to them than was when we were kids. And there's so many things that they're even seeing just with things that are different today as far as like sexuality, and it wasn't as open at the time that we were younger, right? So like, I'm all for you do you, and I want my kids to be kind to everyone.
I agree.
I don't care what you do in your bedroom.
And whatever your boundaries are, like, just know what your boundaries are.
Right.
Like, know what the boundaries are. There's, at a certain point, like, again, I would intervene with my daughter if I thought she was going around with giant duck lips and like
hoeing it out,
double Z titties or something. I'd be like, yo, listen, this is not a look for you. Like this, I'm just stepping. And I would hope that because we would have a trusting, good relationship, an open relationship, that it would, my opinion would be like received. Yeah. You know, like received in a I trust you.
I think that's how it is too, like having a teenager now. It's a hard time, and I just remember how insecure I felt at the age that my daughter is now, and I never want her to feel that way. And I, to your point, like I want her to always be able to feel like she can come and talk to me.
100%.
And that I'm her person, and no matter what, there's no judgment, and she can be okay. And I think a big part of helping them get to that point is us being who we are.
Right.
And feeling fine with it.
Absolutely. I completely agree. 100%. Listen, we are the example that we're setting.
Right.
So I don't think I'm doing a bad job. I don't think you're doing a bad job.
No, as deformed as I am.
Listen, sloth face. Hey, you guys. All right, listen. It's time to wrap this episode up.
Too much. So we're Sisters Uncensored. Thank you for listening to us. Follow us on social. Check us out on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube, everywhere.
X, Twitter.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we'll see you in the next episode.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.